Okay, everybody, we are back. Sounded like I had an echo.
Oh,
because you got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why don't I have it?
You had it.
Not really.
Oh, you signed out?
Oh, you signed out?
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
it's
So we're back, guys.
Yep, so crap. There, it's out.
All right, so Karin is back with me, and we're going to give you an update. It's now 10 o'clock. This is show number 2. All right, so on the day, so far, I have listed, I'm going to put in my date, right? We're 2 hours into the challenge, and I've listed 25, which is a little behind where I want to be, but not bad.
And so, I've taken pictures of 11, which is way behind of what I would normally be.
So Karin's gotten 11 pictures in, and there you go. And let me pop out the chat here.
Oh, perfect.
So I can get that going. And I actually don't need that. Well, I might leave that open. All right, so we're on to hour number 2, or hour number 3. Gosh, I'll get that right in a minute.
3 and 4. And we'd like to thank everybody for making the first 2 hours.
Yep.
Absolutely delightful. Because this is the first time for both of us doing a 2-hour show, let alone an all-day show. So it sort of started out a little bumpy with some technical challenges.
Which we knew it would.
Which, of course, we knew it would. We planned on. But we're still talking to each other for now. And we're looking forward to getting back into the chat cycle and rounds 3 and 4. And don't you talk about what you're going to talk about in this hour or something? Yeah,
I'm going to show you I will show you an inventory entry in eBay. I kind of showed you that last time, or on the spreadsheet and so on, but I'll definitely show that to you guys. That won't take but a minute, but it's real simple. Karin's just listing away over there. Do you have anything else you want to talk about, or are you good?
Not at the moment.
We're both just ready to work.
Yeah. Oh, good. It's still muted. Nice.
Let's see. Lucky brand. Love it.
Are you looking over the posts so far?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
King said it's like a warp zone from Mario Brothers. Exactly. No mushrooms, though.
No mushrooms. What was that little sound? Okay, that was horrible. Horrible. Horrible.
All right, so sound effects, also not your forte. Don't quit your day job.
Is what it is. April's been binge watching PROF sales. Oof. You're brave. Let's see. Well, thank you for doing that, April. Hopefully you're getting something out of them, and I try to put out good content that I think is interesting and that you guys will get some from. And, you know, it's a learning process for me too.
Yeah, Natalie, I just had the same death song play through my head. But why am I, what's the one, is that the one that goes, I even made a funny face. You didn't see me. But yeah, the same sound effect went through my head as well. And now I'm cycling through the Pac-Man song when they go, the Donkey Kong sound effect when that one goes. Yeah, I think we're all from about the same generation there.
Okay, so hopefully that picture looks okay, guys. Kind of tricky with the light in here sometimes to get this right. Let me see how it looks. Ah, it looks pretty good. All right. Just got home with my 250 pair of jeans. Whoa.
Oh, who's that?
Eddie.
Oh, Eddie. Awesome.
I'm not going to be able to hear you. You want to talk?
Oh.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That's a great score, Eddie. What did you pay for them? How'd you get them? I mean, that's awesome. King says he's going to go make $600 on his lunch break. Nice. Isn't that cool? That's how you think about it, King. Like, you don't think about going to spend money. You think about, I'm going to go get some things to make money, which I find pretty cool. So we want to see you list those in a day.
Yeah, Eddie.
Yeah, if you list 250 in a day, my friend, whew, that's insane. That would be insane. I would never even attempt that. I'm not saying it's not doable. Is that doable? 250 in a day?
Ooh,
I don't think
A lot of
so.
pre-prep on that, you would think.
Yeah, you'd have to do a lot of prep first. He buys bins for $50, it looks like.
Oh, Eddie?
Yeah, he's answering the question.
Oh, nice. Good for Eddie. That's awesome.
You know, guys, in doing a lot of listings like this too, one thing I've learned, I mean, I already kind of knew this, but it just reinforces it doing days like this, is that, you know, a lot of listing is just repetition. It's doing the same thing over and over. I mean, if you're selling a lot of one-offs, you're never going to be as fast listing probably as somebody who's selling a lot of the same type items all the time, just because you're going to have to change a lot of things. You're going to change description. Like, we usually take 5 to 6 photos of jeans. With a one-off item, you might have to take one item, you might have to take 10. Next time, you might have to take 8. So, you know, keep that in mind. And it's not that this is better or worse. It's just different. Just different. What?
Sewing Machine Man wants to know if this is a time management exercise.
I'm not even sure what that means, but maybe.
Time management training on listing.
Yeah, right. If it was time management and we were trying to really kill the time management, we would not be doing a video. I can tell you that. Because that definitely slows you down a little bit, for sure, right? Just looking at questions, answering questions, you know. We would be even faster, honestly, without a doubt. That being said, we enjoy, you know, the conversation and all that, you know, you guys bring to the table, the questions, the comments, the advice, which is great.
Ron says, go, Prof, go.
Thank you, Ryan. I'm doing my best.
Phenomena. Dun, dun, dun. That's my go-to, you know.
She's singing the Muppets, right? Not the Muppets?
Phenomena. Dun, 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 dun. Phenomena. Dun, 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 dun. Alrighty, Aphrodite. So I'm still stuck on these same Citizens of Humanity jeans. I need to step it up. No, these were the ones that I shaved, and now I'm just now finishing them.
She's finishing up the shaved jeans.
Don't say it.
I didn't say anything.
If they want to know, they can go back to the first video.
Yeah, right. Sorry, guys, I'm like in eat mode. Important to keep hydrated and fueled up.
Yep.
If you have good food in you, my experience is you'll actually go faster. Not sore, but Dun, 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 dun. Killing me.
Finally done. I don't think I've ever taken 12 pictures in 2 hours before. That stinks. I blame you.
It's my fault.
You and your chatty pants.
These bars I'm eating are great, but man, they're chewy.
You should do a plug for your bars. Inquiring minds want to know, Prof.
Yeah, I can fix the numbers in Excel. We'll look at that. Basically, it for whatever reason it comes in that way when you copy it from eBay. I'm not really sure why. Actually, I think it's an Excel issue. Excel in on Macs is not quite as good as Excel on Windows machines. There's some little quirks. So that's why it's doing that. But yeah, I can definitely fix that. That won't show when I get done.
Oh, is it that formula thing that it does when you cut and paste?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Can traveling send you an email? Do you get email somewhere?
It's under the About section on my channel, front page.
Yeah, so traveling, to ask a lengthy question, just type it in email. Go to his homepage on YouTube and just send it that way.
Yep, that'd be better. I'll do my best. For those of you who saw the mobile app, did that make sense how I did it? I know some of you were like, oh, I don't use mobile or it's foreign to me, but I tried to make it as simple as I could. If you didn't see that, it's in the first video in the probably around about the hour and a half to hour and 45 mark, somewhere in there. Karin does her photos too, guys, in groups of 10. No real magic number there. It's just a logical breakdown. Sometimes she'll do 11, which is fine. Whatever makes sense to you. However your brain works. My inventory spots are in 6, so sometimes I like to get them in groups of 6. So, not a right or wrong answer to that. Not a right or wrong answer.
You want to switch over?
Yeah, give me just 1 second. One last thing I was going to say, guys, is that having the photos when you're listing a mobile on your phone and an iPad or a tablet, I think is a great way to do it, because having them both, you can, the reason I have them in both is that that way I can list, I can have the photos I'm pulling in, I can keep my listing up on the iPad while I can look at the photo on the phone, so I don't have to go out of the listing on the iPad and then go back into it. That way it's just quicker, is what I found. Anyway, I'm going to turn you over to Karin.
Oh, well, let me sign in.
She's going to sign in.
There we go.
I don't see you yet.
There I am.
And here's
Well, Karin's lower half anyway.
All about that.
I don't think I'm muted. No, I'm good. Did you mute you? Is that why I
I'm
can't hear
muted,
me?
yeah.
All right, so moving on to a new brand. Somebody asked earlier what our favorites are. And this one just happens to be one of PROF's favorites, and it is dun, 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 Big Star.
We like Big Star.
There was a thumbs up there
I
somewhere.
don't know if that really showed.
Okay, so he thumbs up. And Big Star is pretty cool. A lot of our favorites we don't find them very often. So I think that's in part why they become our favorites. And Big Star is just another, I think quality-wise, they're a nice sturdy jean. I like them a lot. I meant to say earlier when you were doing that, as I digress a little bit here, when you were doing that pair of Tommy Bahamas, those were the softest jeans I've ever, I mean, they were amazing. And we should have kind of highlighted those a little more. You know what I just realized also? I was not checking the pockets like I usually do.
Oh!
I know. So I might have to go back through that original pile and a half. Because I am now up to $33 cash that I have found in the jeans that I take pictures of. And as we talked about the other day, I actually pulled out a 20 and a 5 from a pair of, I think they were Levi's. I think they were cowgirl pants. So there's that. But these Big Stars are absolutely lovely. They are a Remy low-rise boot. And we will put them up on the listing list. Boop, 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 boop. Doodly doo doo doo.
That was there. Sandy popped it.
Oh, nice. Like on the show?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. That's good. There's a first and a last time for everything.
Rob says, I didn't even know Tommy Bahama made jeans.
They do, and they are lovely.
Yeah. And guess what else you get, Rob, with Tommy Bahama? Since so many people like that brand for shirts, you get anyone who's going to search for Tommy Bahama might come across your jeans. And they might not realize Tommy Bahama had jeans either. So you kind of get a double bonus there with a nice, with that word, with that brand name in the title. So.
And if they had been Jason's size, we would have kept them.
Oh yeah.
And I put that out there because oh yeah, BKE, that came up too. We like them. Oh, they're all, well, aren't they related?
They make some of these other brands.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's saying something. If we like it enough to keep it and not sell it, that makes it an exceptional pair of pants.
Yeah.
But your go-to really is Lucky's.
I like that.
That's your personal preference anyway. So I haven't come across, aside from the having to shave that one pair of pants, I haven't really come across anything exceptional yet. And I'll try to do that. I was really hoping to find some money today though, because I always do the happy dance when I find money in my pants. Hey, that rhymed too, pants and dance. I'm on a roll. I got mad rhymes over here. But nothing exceptional has happened. It's pretty much the standard 5 shots that we take, unless, we need to do a full shot maybe on the front or back because of distressing. We'll do that sometimes.
Did you see King's comment?
No, I'm not even looking. What did he say?
He said, hang up your jeans to photo so much faster. I hang them from a rod above my back truck with a hanger.
Oh. So he's saying that's quicker?
Yeah. It's weird that the garbage is going. Oh, it's that brush.
Garbage day.
Garbage day.
So King's saying hanging them up is quicker?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
So talk about that. What do you think about that idea, Lauren?
I don't know how I would do that.
Wait.
What's that?
Hold on.
Okay, so it just went cha-ching.
I think it's the dojos we just listed earlier. Maybe. Yeah, so you get the idea? He's saying that?
Oh, yeah, I get it.
I don't
I
know.
just-
What do you think about that? I've never thought about it that way.
I just don't know how that would translate. Like he'd have to, I'd have to see it, King. I'd have to see it to understand it. Would it mean that we'd have to take less pictures? That in and of itself might speed it up. But as long as we can communicate all the things we want to communicate, you know, like I said earlier, I'm kind of baffled at, you know, everybody thinks they have the right way to do it, right? But, oh, and I'll give you a hint with these jeans. I did something that I normally don't do. I kind of lumped them together just to sort of get a feel for if our numbers were matching up. And I meant to take a picture of it, but didn't. I grouped them by brand. So when I come across one and I mention Big Star, those will be the big stars for the pile. And then once I get through those, then I'll go through another one. But we found that when we separated them out, it was telling because our percentages stuck. You know, a third of the stacks were indeed Levi's, and that is a third of what we sell. A third of, you know, they're the biggest seller on eBay, or at least the biggest listed sellers on eBay. So that was cool. And then it just sort of followed some of the other brands, American Eagle. And then we had a pile of one-offs, you know, all these higher end brands that we just can't find in bulk. So that was interesting. You have chocolate on your lip?
What?
Yeah, the sewing machine man said. Yeah, sewing machine man, if you're still here, this is not what we usually do. This is just sort of a special day where we're setting a goal to list 100. But hopefully you got something, or there'll be some content somewhere that we can offer. But good luck to you.
Your favorite here, 7 jeans.
7 jeans.
Or flares.
Flares? Yeah, I don't like flares. I'm a short person. I'm not a big flare.
Really?
Okay, so let's do it. That's funny.
We'll put that in my dating website profile. Must help list for eBay sales.
Very good.
That's great.
Yeah. Yes, marathon time indeed, leisure.
It's engaged. Where you been?
Oh,
You've been up for 2.5 hours.
we've been up for longer than that. But we've been at it for a couple hours for sure. You know, the one thing I can do is I can take the phone when I go to the post office later. I can take the phone with me and at least still be there on chat. Just not video-wise.
Yeah. You could try it, but I don't know if it would work.
Well, I don't have the app on my phone. So I don't know if I can try it. Ka-ching.
Cha-ching.
Hi, Crafty. Good morning. All right, this particular pair of Big Stars is a mid-rise fit. It's a little different, but we'll still take them. Oh, it's blurry.
You guys don't do postal pickup? We do not. Do you want me to explain that, or do you want to?
Sure. You're gonna do it verbally?
Yeah.
Then I need to sign off.
Yeah, the reason we don't do the postal pickup, King, is really pretty simple. One, well, there's a couple of reasons. For one, we would have to be here when it gets picked up. Not that we live in some bad neighborhood, but I'm not going to leave a bunch of package out there. And because of that, our post office, this is literally no exaggeration. This came up on our neighborhood group not too long ago. They showed up at 9:30 the other night. Sometimes they come as early as 12. So that basically would tie us to staying at the house for 9 hours every day. The other reason we don't do it is they do not give you back a mail tote. So every day I would have to be coming up with something different to put the packages in. Yeah, I could put them in a bag, what have you, but it's just kind of annoying. I mean, the mail totes are awesome. That's what they're made for, and they work really well. They're sturdy. They can hold quite a few packages. So for all those reasons, we don't do it. We've inquired about it, but honestly, it's just a lot of trouble. Let's see here. But yeah, if you could do postal pickup and you're shipping out a lot of packages every day, do it. But for us, in our case, our post office is just, King says, that's insane. Your mailman must also work for the cable company. Yeah. It's the craziest thing. Like, who delivers mail at like 9:30, almost 10 o'clock at night? And then some days it's lunchtime. I mean, and it's just all over the place. There's been several days they've come at like 6 p.m. I mean, there's just no way to know. And we would have to stay here and wait on them, which is just really annoying. And you don't know when they're coming. So I don't know. We've inquired about it. Fortunately, our post office is 2.5 miles away, and we can tie it into other trips that we make on a really regular basis. So, you know, that works. Chicago Crown Hustler says, what's the count? Hang on there, sir, and I'll tell you in a minute. I'm doing a count, just so you know, at the top of every hour, basically. And that way I'm not getting caught up in too many counts, but I don't mind saying it every once in a while. I just don't want to get too bogged down in giving the count all the time, obviously, because then it will slow down the count. Let's see.
Slowing down production.
Slowing down production.
Susanna did ask a question earlier too. I gotta ask you. I don't think we covered it.
Yeah, we're at 30. 30 down, 30% of the way.
And arguably we're a third of the way through the day. I mean, where are we at through the end of the day?
We're 2.5 hours, so 7.5. Yeah, so it's going to be close to 8 hours. Yeah.
Right on, right on.
Right on, right on. Who says that? What reseller says that for $200, Alex? Seven for All Mankind. Another little brand tip. I'm just going to give you guys, probably already know this one. If you've watched my channel, you've heard me talk about it. So there they are. A pockets. Always a lot of interest in that one and the dojos. The dojos have the big number 7 on the back in all kinds of different designs and variations. But yeah, the 7 for All Mankind, great jean, but the A pocket, make sure if you get 7 for All Mankind A pockets, you put the word A pocket in the description. That seems commonsensical, but I've seen them listed before without that because people didn't know. But that's a big selling point. You want that right in the title. So even if somebody's just going through 7 for All Mankinds or jeans, they can see that A pocket. They might not see the picture as easily because it might be small. They might be looking on mobile. But A pocket is a pretty desirable 7 for All Mankind jean, and you should have no problem selling them. So there you go. A couple little tips in there. Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson, awesome brand. I love getting Harley Davidson. I mean, it's just iconic, you know, and you're just going to sell them.
All right,
These are kind of, huh?
going back on.
You want to go back on?
Mute yourself.
Hang on. Let me, I wish I could somehow pull the, hold on. There it is. And I'm muting.
Am I here?
Yep, you're there.
Can you hear me now? All right, so here's a pair of pants that we're asked often about. We do dabble in maternity jeans, and these are a very cool pair of Joe's maternity. And you know, I've learned a lot more about fancy maternity pants at this phase of my life than I ever did when I was actually needing maternity pants. But these are a lower waistband. They're not full belly. They're very cool. And just about every one of our higher end jeans companies will make a maternity brand. And in this case, you know, the thing you want to look for here, a lot of times they will wear out in the waistband, and we don't want to have any popped seams or holes in the waistband. And in this case, we do not. I am going to get my trusty shaver out because the fabric that they used on this waistband is a little interesting. So, all right, it's going to get loud. This is just so I apologize to those of you that are on earbuds or at work. So here we go. But this is all part of it, folks. Living the dream. Sounds like these need new batteries, this shaver. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go get new batteries for it. But that will smooth it out. Revitalize this waistband. It's looking a little dull. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves.
I'll give you a subject.
You gonna type it in?
No. I was doing the old coffee talk on Saturday Night Live. Coffee talk.
Back when Saturday Night Live was funny.
Linda Richmond, aka Mike Myers.
Yes. Coffee talk. Yeah, all the coffee's gone though. We drank all the coffee and ate all the donuts that we got for everybody, right?
More coffee and donuts.
All right, so the only thing different that we do with maternity pants is we will do a hip measurement, and we go ahead and do that because we will be asked for it. And hip measurement goes, where does it go from? Right, where did we decide?
Right around the bottom of the zipper seam.
Yeah, so
Yeah, there's people measure at different places actually.
yeah.
Sometimes people measure a little lower.
I measure it higher. I measure it from the highest point, honestly, because that's where it flares out the most, which is right about here.
Yeah, and it kind of matters on how long the rise is too, but I'd go lower than that.
Yeah. So this one will just have an extra picture.
But you can just show the picture. You can just show the picture with the measurement.
Yeah.
You can send the picture to the person if they ask about a hip measurement, or if you're putting in the listing, you've got it.
Yeah.
And that way people can see it. You know, so that's the great thing about showing your measurements and not just giving your measurements. Oh, that's a great point.
Oh, where am I going with this? All right, so maternity pants, here we go. And I guess my mic is going to be on for a while. So what do you want to talk about, folks? I could just sing and do a little soft shoe.
I'm going to go to the bathroom. Not for a long time.
Another potty break.
Let's do another monster.
Oh, Prof's got the monster.
Not yet.
Woot woot, Prof's a monster. What?
Nobody said that. You said that.
Oh, I
You
did.
couldn't have said it that quick. It's delayed.
Yeah, go to Amazon to try to find one of those shavers. The only benefit to buying it local is you can see it, but just make sure it's got a screen in between the shaver part, a good screen that's removable. And one day we'll compare lint balls. They're works of art, truly they are.
Lint balls.
I'll have to, it's like, the first one that I took out of this thing was truly a work of art, and I actually took pictures of it. You know, some of you guys know that my thing is food pics. You know, I have an entire Instagram channel devoted to my artsy food.
You might have to share that.
At some point, maybe I will. But I found myself taking this lint ball out and putting it on the table and taking glamour shots of said lint ball. So that's a topic for another day. So, all right, so let's why does Rob do that to me? Yes, Rob, I know it's Boots with the Fur, but it can't be my signature song if I just conform, right? And yes, when I'm in public, I purposefully sing it incorrectly as well.
Just in public?
No, I sing it all the time. But I really, Rob, I don't know if you were here earlier, Rob, but I sort of lamented the fact that I do not have any apple bottoms. And I was actually trying to seek them out in the last 10 stores that we went to, and they're just not there. So it begs the question, have I sort of made a push for the apple bottom jeans and now they're just a hot commodity and you can't find them anymore? It could happen.
It could. I'm with you, baby.
There you go. Yeah, books do. So I'm not really looking at the chat. So if there's anything in there relevant question-wise, I'll do that when it's my
James said
turn.
he had to buy another storage unit just for the books.
Oh, that's awesome. So glad we finally got rid of our books.
Oh, yeah. That was a while.
Yeah.
But I guess it really wasn't that long.
But like everything, what was it? It was a learning experience. Dun, dun, dun.
Yep. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh yeah, I gotta measure the hips on this. Yeah, so again, just putting one extra measurement. And usually on these maternity pants, I've found that the hips are maybe, I don't know, maybe another 2 inches out. The material, or 2 inches additional rather, the material is always going to be stretchy. And okay, it's that time. Prof left the room. Just kidding. King, are you talking about us? That's a great question. All right, so here's my Joe's tag. And again, it looks like I get everything that I need right here in this picture. Come on. Perfect. Make sure that worked, and it did. Done. Okay. So Crafty, what happened with your INAD? What was missing, or how do you feel that went down? I'm interested in that because we're kind of in the middle of a return like that now, where we couldn't have described it more in detail than we did, and the buyer still has. Oh, hi there.
Make sure you take breaks.
Oh,
Take breaks and get a massage.
oh, I like this part. Was that on the agenda? Oh, look, you can see. Can they see the back too?
No, they see that one, the
Oh,
bottom
okay.
right.
I gotcha.
I don't know why it's not.
I
showing
think
up.
King thinks we should try to kill each other. I'm not quite sure what he meant.
Okay, no.
Oh, he's absolutely right. Yeah, you'll have to address that at some point.
What?
He wants to know how we can work together without nothing wrong with it. She said skirt was too short. Sizing is in my listing. I take the easy way on INAD, accept return, but don't refund shipping.
That's what I tried to do.
Yeah, that's what we try to do, but we've got a supposedly new buyer that's going to tell us what the eBay rules are. It's quite interesting. Yeah, King, I think I just, we make it work.
Like without friction sometimes, or issues, but that's part of it. We don't lose respect for each other.
Now, at the end of the day, we're still talking to each other. It's all good. Here's a little fuzzy. A little fuzzy. So I am done at last with these maternity pants. So there we go.
How much? Have you dropped 93, 94 to me yet?
All of them. Yeah, I don't think I have
Oh, I
any.
haven't accepted it yet.
Yeah, you haven't. Yeah, you were gonna do it last
Just
night, I think.
93, right? The 94 you're working on. Okay. I'm on 91, because I'm on 91.
Well, good for you, Crafty. We actually put in a call. Jason called eBay last night to make sure this particular, I'm not sure if you were here earlier. Oh, these are cool. So these are another pair of Joe's regulars. And again, I picked them up because they've got this beautiful embroidery. And they're just different. I was thinking the other day that we probably come across vintage jeans all the time. But we just list them along with everything else. I think these are older, actually, but they're absolutely gorgeous.
That's an interesting tip. Crafty this gave.
I didn't see it.
She said to call eBay customer service between 9 and 5 p.m. Pacific time to get an American rep.
Oh,
When they can, I probably did actually. Now that I think about it, it would have been Pacific time. It would have been.
oh, Pacific time. So you called.
Yeah, that was right.
Ooh, I thought it was 9 o'clock though.
It was earlier than that. It was before I left, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Maybe not.
But anyway, he had a good phone call when he called them, and we'll see what happens when she actually, because she hasn't even processed the return yet. But we will be on the lookout for that one for sure. When you hear me snipping with the scissors, I think I might have mentioned it earlier, but if I didn't, I will choose now to do so. I'm taking off any extra loose threads. A lot of times, if there's some wear in the cuff, there will be some down there. In this case, these are an embroidered pair. And I wonder if this was added later. I'm going to have to take a look at these, because it's absolutely gorgeous and it's very vibrant, so I'm not sure. But I'll trim up. I'm not going to run the shaver over this one right now because, one, it's absolutely gorgeous. The color is, like I said, bright and vibrant. But when it's longer threads, the shaver does not work. So we're not going to use it on this particular pair. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Trying to ring me. It's not going to tell me. Maybe. So, but these will warrant, because they have distressing all the way down the leg. This will do. Oh, and I'll show you guys how oh yeah. So because I'm vertically challenged, I can't get the camera up high enough. So in this instance, I will actually do some acrobatics, superstar, and climb up on a chair to get the height to take this picture, because I don't like throwing them on the floor. It's just not something I do. I see them all the time on eBay. Jason used to take pictures this way when we lived in the place we lived before this, but we're trying to get away from that, and have all of our pictures uniform. Yeah, King, I agree. The clippers would work better. And I'm actually thinking about that, putting it on one, like you said. I think that would make a good difference. I agree.
American Eagle.
See, you're stealing my idea there. So Prof is singing. We were gonna sing a theme song for each brand. Joe's, Bobo's, Banana, Fanta, Fofos, Fee, Fi, Momos, Joe's. It works, whatever. And see, y'all are singing that song in your head right now, I bet. But I do want to get through these, and then I'm probably gonna get into the car and go to the post office.
I can pull those two that have processed. Or skinny jeans, always a good brand, or a good fit rather.
Yeah, skinny jegging, legging.
Yep.
When we were using that tool, that eBay tool, it actually pops up in pretty high on the top 10, which was interesting for us. Just a matter if you can sell. Yeah, Yes, daily refinement. The goal is 100 listing in 8 hours.
Probably like 9 at this rate.
Yeah, because we're having to talk so much, and I don't mean anything by that, but because we're doing updates and sort of a little content along the way, we've allowed for 9. The blocks go 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 12 to 2, 2 to 4, 2 to 5 actually,
Right.
to make up for that. And you know, within that, real life is gonna, you know, we've limited our real life stuff as much as possible. But you know, like I said, I'm gonna go to the post office here. Usually it's PROF that'll go, or we'll go together, but that just is not gonna lend itself to a very productive listing time. So I will go to the post office here in a little bit. Probably once I finish the little pile that I have, and then go from there.
Bargain Mart says, have you considered liquidated apparel rather than used?
Yes, we have considered liquidated apparel rather than used. Who was that?
Bargain Apparel?
Bargain
Mart.
Bargain Mart. We have considered that. We just have not found the right opportunity here in Charlotte.
So far, right.
Yep. Yeah, this one's going to require an extra photo or 3. So it was funny when you were talking about, so you can put up to 12 pictures on an item for eBay. And we sold a pair of big old Nike basketball shoes. And I kid you not, I took all 12 pictures to highlight those shoes. I did them this way, that way, this way. And there was a pair of, what did I do 12 shots on the other day?
It was LRGs.
Oh yeah, so we had these LRG. And LRG stands for
Lifted Research Group.
Lifted
Yeah, I think so.
Research Group. Anyway, they're pretty amazing. Usually men's pants, jeans. And they were just amazing. They had all this detail to the pocketing, this, that, and the other. And I didn't do it on purpose, but it just worked out that I took 12 photos of this one pair of jeans and I got a good laugh out of that. All right, so as promised, this is the circus part of our show. Aw, I was just singing that song in my head. Very good. So I am going to get up on a chair so that I can take a shot of
I can take back over and now we'll do an update.
these pants. Oh, but everybody wants to see me risk my,
I know.
You know
Please
what?
Be careful.
I'm always careful.
Said everyone right before they got.
So, all right, so this is what we do. When I take it, because of how my table's set up, it's not really deep. We used to take photos strictly on an all white background, and it does have its advantages. But we found that kind of mixing it up with this wood background was a little different, and the color balance was a little bit more consistent. But we have this foam board, and it's going to actually help me take the picture because it gives me, in fact, you know what, I'll show it to you after I have it set up so it'll make more sense. But so that we are as advertised, item as described, and these are a pair, these Joes are super long. I want to say the inseam on these was like 30, 33, 34, so they're long. I'm going to take a vertical. So this is what it looks like. Hold on. That's what I look like up close, apparently. And I've laid it out on this whiteboard. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take from, whoa, that's bizarre. A little trippy. All right, so the photo, once I edit it, is going to end up from here all the way up there, and it's going to highlight these distressings that are on the pants. I'll flip them, and I'll probably do the back side as well, and or the embroidery work that's on the back. So this is what has to happen for this particular picture to happen. Because I am all of 5'5" on a good day, 5'4" if you talk to my doctor. I can't get the focus or the color balance to work correctly. Oh boy, that's not a best picture of me. Not the most flattering angle, so let's do this quickly. So I will come up here, I will make it focus on the label, which is text, and it should do well. Do a little zoomy zoom to see, and that's done. So then I climb down, and I'm gonna flip it over. And this is just so that, yeah, that'll work. Huh? No, it's good, I'm good. So, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the same to this one, only because I want the buyer to be able to understand the orientation of the embroidery. If I just took pictures on the legs and just sort of highlighted each piece, they're really not going to understand where it is. So, and of course, all of my devices are like blinking at me. Low battery, low battery, low battery. I know. So here we go. That's taken. Now we come down from there. And return my.
I'll take it over in a second.
Thingy. Yeah, I gotta get to the post office anyway. So, and of course, I'm having a sniffle fit from all this nonsense. All right, so then the last pictures I'll take on these is I will go ahead and highlight the embroidery pieces. Okay. Oh boy, oh boy. And that's that. Maybe I'll take this one. And I may or may not keep these, but at least I will have them. So in between shot, all right, you can take it away. All right, folks, thanks for humoring me during, almost time for me to go. Thanks for humoring me on how I took the pictures of those. And I've come to do it that way because I can't get the camera up high enough for it to come into focus. And also, I can't manipulate the photo in a way that makes sense for the final product that I'm looking for. So there's that. All right. Later, everybody.
All right, and so we're back over here. And this is like switching camera shots. This is amazing. We didn't even think to do this until yesterday. That she could be on her iPad, I could be over here, and we could just go back and forth. So this is all kind of evolved. And I think I've just made my first mistake of the day, guys. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go back and look once I finish this listing, but I put the wrong set of photos with a listing. And the reason I did, it was a pair of Calvin Kleins, and in this particular set of 10 photos of 10 items, I have 2 Calvin Kleins, and I put the wrong set. They look similar, but they're not quite the same. So I'm going to go back and check that in here just a moment and see if we can make sure that is in fact what I did, but I'm pretty sure that's what I did.
You mean you're human?
It's true. It's a nasty rumor that happens to be true. Yeah, so that is one disadvantage of taking a bunch of photos all at once, lumping them all together, and then listing from them. If they're the same type items like jeans, you can screw up and put the wrong photos with the wrong pair of jeans. So, you just go in and fix it. I mean, I don't know what to tell you on that. There's no real magic way to keep that from happening. Because you are going to mess up, and that's just part of it. Big, huge retailers that make billions of dollars screw stuff up, so obviously with all kinds of systems in place and people to catch things, but it's just the way it is. So let's go in and make sure that is in fact what I did, but I'm pretty sure that's what I did. One of the things that's kind of tricky is, yeah, I think that's correct. Let's see if that was, yep, I put the wrong, I'm pretty sure I put the wrong ones in. Let's make sure. Calvin Klein. No, wait a minute. Maybe I didn't. Straight. Oh, that's not the right one. All right, so I need to look at this. I'm going to open the link in a new tab and go in and look at the photos and make sure that it's the ones I thought it was. The funny thing is yeah, they're not right. They're not right. All right, so I'm going to have to revise that. So what I'll probably do is just take the pictures out, which should prevent me from even listing it as anything other than a draft. And that way it should save as just a draft. I think everything else was correct on it. Just that particular issue. Let's see if I can update it. Worst case, your photos from Hodges. Okay, so yeah. All right, so let's see if that gave me a draft. It did not. Well, that stinks. All right, so maybe I will just get rid of it completely. Too much talk, not enough listing.
That was me, by the way, in case you didn't.
Yeah, right. Someone says if a larger table would benefit us. What do you think about that?
Yes, we've talked about a larger table, and we're actually in the process of creating 2 photo centers because we have a helper that comes. So we're thinking we're going to give her this set, and we're looking, or we're looking into, in addition to buying the extra light kit, etc., a big long white surface. I'm really partial to this 8-foot table that what is it, Sam's has.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it's plastic, it's white, it's easy to clean. I can certainly adapt back to a white background. I can also put, we've talked also about to create a different color contrast background. You can take contact paper and put it over any surface. So if you've got a table that is sort of marred by holes, dings, crayon marker, whatever, it doesn't matter, just cover it. Or paint it with something that you can clean, because that's the one thing that you can't go back on. That's why we have so many foam boards, and I'm pointing and looking this way because that's where we keep them. But once they get a scuff or something on them, they become obsolete. So yes, a longer, bigger table is in the pipeline.
So there you go. There you have it. Straight from her.
Oh, and this is my latest treasure. I thought it was money, but it's a Dum Dum wrapper. So really, I get kind of drawn into this. Shopping lists I find, candy wrappers, receipts from movies. Oh, what was that one pair? The movie was like 7 years ago, right? Remember? And it came from the Raleigh trip.
Yes.
I got a movie ticket that was from 7, so that particular pair of pants hadn't been washed or, I don't even want to think about that, but 7 years.
7 years. She is just a fanatic about finding stuff in these jeans.
All right, it's 11:04.
Right.
Right. So did we switch over? Oh no, it's not a switchover time.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's not a switchover time, but it's an update time. I'm just
Okay.
trying to get all these.
All right.
I'm gonna get this listing done real quick. Okay, I was able to go in and end the listing. So here's a little FYI for you. I screwed up and put the wrong photos with a pair of jeans, right? And so it was not super easy because I'm listing on mobile to go in and change all this. So basically what I had to do was end the listing, and now I went into the mobile app and it's showing there as unsold. I went back into it. I took out all the photos. Now I'm putting in the correct photos, and I'm just going to relist it. So it'll get a new number, I would assume, and all that good stuff. So I'll have to recopy all that, but it's pretty quick. Oh, there's that beautiful sound.
Cha-ching.
Let's see if that updated, and it did. So we will go in and put in the new info and just move on. So there you go. Quick tip: if you're listing on the mobile and you screw something up with a listing, one way you can deal with it is just to go in the listing and then go in and make your changes and relist it. So that's what we did. All right, so let me give you a quick update on where we're at on the count, because we are into hour number 3, or actually 4, I guess. We're at 11:06. Total number of jeans listed, 36. So that is more than a third of the way home. So pretty happy about that.
And total number of photos, 2, 4.
How many photos?
Like 16.
16 photos Karen's taken today.
I'm not happy about it.
She's not happy about that, but because I'm catching up to her, but we knew this would happen, and so we'll just deal with it. So there you go, guys. 36 done. Just sold another one. So far, I think 4 sold a day. So maybe it's helping my sell-through. You know, that's the way it supposedly is that it helps your sell-through when you list. But anyway, we're moving on. So are you going to the post office?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's going to go to the post office, and I'm going to try not to catch up to her any further.
You're gonna have to run the show though. Keep everybody
Whoa.
happy.
Oh, that's not a sale. It was a message. Dang it. I was hoping it was another sale.
All right, just post office, right?
Yeah.
All right. I will plug this in. I'll take the car. And how many are in here? Do we know?
I think it's 9. Sold a Field and Stream shirt yesterday too. That was pretty cool.
Here, can they see me?
Wait, I don't know.
I'll be taking these to the post office. You can time me. Is that a metric? How long it'll take Karen to go to the post
How
office?
long will it take Karen to go to the post? It's 11:08.
What does Speedy Gonzalez say? Arriba, arriba. Okay. Okay.
11:08. We'll see how quick she gets back. Be careful.
Oh, no pressure. You can leave the lights on or turn them off.
Okay, you got it all right? You need help?
Hey, now I'll be out of the room so you can talk about me.
I'm not going to talk about you, except to say good things. Ah.
All right.
Bye. All right, so how's everybody's day going with your sales today? Are you guys having good sales? How's your last couple days gone? Where are you at? What's your thought process for how to proceed the rest of this week and beyond, obviously? And these citizens do not have a size. Oh, yeah, they do. Couldn't find the size. All right, but it was there. It was there all along. Sometimes the size is tricky on jeans because it'll be like a really small tag, and you've got to really look for it. Haha, King Flip. King, I've got like probably 10 bins around here. They will tell you that you're not really supposed to leave the building, but then sometimes they'll just give them to you. Like I had a guy tell me that. He said, I'm not gonna, you're not supposed to let these leave the building, but I'm going to let you but then he brings me like 8 of them. So go figure, right? It's just weird how that works. Dang it. What's up, Ronnie? I think we need to get Ronnie in on a challenge. I don't know what kind of challenge. I know he's done like 70 before. Ronnie's stuff might require more photos than mine, quite honestly. I'm not sure about that. He can answer that better than me, obviously, but you know, so maybe he would have a little different take on what his goal would be. But I know, Ronnie, you wanted to get your count up. So there you go. Let me reduce this back down. Let's see. Yeah, I'm starting to catch up to her listing total. Actually, I've only got one more group of 10. Actually, I think I got 2 more groups, so maybe I won't catch up to her. We'd kind of set it out this way so that she would keep doing photos this day. We'd have some already ready, and then, you know, she would be able to do enough today, so I would catch up to her, but I wouldn't get ahead of her. Because obviously, then I would have to wait to get more photos, which would be, you know, not ideal. Reseller problems, right? Hang on a second. Let's see, who else is here? Sales good, thought processes, higher profit margins. So how are you going to do that, Leisure? You're going to change what you sell? You're going to look for a cheaper source? You know, those would be the questions I think I would want to ask in that situation. Did you go through your spreadsheet earlier? Yeah, somewhat bargain. I haven't gone through, I went through the listing process on it, like how I put in the listing. Actually, I think that was back in the first segment. The 8 to 10 a.m. segment, I believe. We actually talked about that a little bit. I don't know about you guys, but I love being able to replicate the same type of item over and over. I think it just makes it so much easier to get a lot of listings up, to scale your business. I mean, you can scale up, you know, $350 items, or you can scale up $530 items. It's the same amount, right? But I just think that it's easier to find lower cost items or items that will sell for less. You're always going to probably be able to find more of those, just all things being considered. Make sure I get this right. Okay. But, you know, there's not a right or wrong. I'm not gonna say that you're wrong for selling higher cost or higher dollar items or lower cost items. I think there's a diminishing return, obviously, when you get too low. Whatever that means to you, I don't know. Not your daughter jeans, always a favorite. Let's see. These are 8 petite. I like any of the sizes that are a little different. Like petites can be good. Shorts are not quite as good. Longs are good, and a lot of jeans. But anything that's a little different than that, because usually a retail store is not going to give me as many size runs of that. They're not going to get as many of them. They're going to be a little more scarce. They're probably going to sell for a little more. They're going to be a little harder to find, which helps push the price up. All those reasons. Anything that's different. Shorts, like a short in women's, you know, or like an ankle, stuff like that. Those are not necessarily quite as good, but everything else is pretty good. Usually it's a little bit better of a pickup. Has been my experience, but I don't know. Same product, you can use template to list quicker. Yeah, I hear you, Outdoor Wrangler. The problem is, and probably other products too, not just jeans, there's so many different types. It's just tricky to make a template that really buys you that much, I think. I mean, I'm sure it's doable. I could probably do it now if I really wanted to. I could go in and make a template that probably would be more efficient. But I don't know. I mean, the problem is too, you can't use a template on a mobile device. Like I'm listening to the iPad, you can't pull up templates on that. I guess I could go into eBay on the web page from the mobile device, but then that kind of negates the purpose of using the mobile device. You know, and I think, guys, this could be me, but I think your pictures, oh man, why is this not wanting to attach? I think your pictures on a mobile, I think they upload faster than any other way. Now, that's just my observation, and maybe some of you guys have a different take on that, but that's what I've seen. So I don't know. 451 to 452. Let me look at this real quick. 451. Oh, almost made a mistake, guys. One of my labels fell on the floor, and I was about ready to put the next one on it. I did, in fact, put the next one on it, which would have been one too early. That would have caused a problem because then when I went to go find this jean, it would not have been in the right spot. So, you know, take the time to make sure that you're putting the right inventory number on your items. I mean, that's important. You got to be able to find it on the back end, guys, right? Just common sense. But, you know, once you can't find an item once on eBay, and it will happen to you, if you sell long enough, you're going to lose an item for a bit, maybe completely. I mean, it's going to happen. You know, you're going to appreciate having a good system, whatever that system is. It's so annoying. You spend so much time sometimes looking for it, and then you start having to try to think about, well, what did I do to do this? Like, what mistake did I make? And then maybe you can figure out, you can back your steps up and figure out what you did, and maybe you can find it. But I've had a couple I couldn't find, and I think they got sold before. I think it may have even been a glitch. There are glitches sometimes with eBay, but man, it's annoying when you can't find an item and you got to cancel a sale, because you're going to go look for it, and then you're still going to end up canceling it, which really stinks to have to spend all that time looking for it, and then you're just like, nah, can't find it. So then you have to tell your buyer. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I usually offer them a discount off something in the future if they want, but I don't know that any of them have ever come back. They're kind of pissy about it, and I don't blame them. So, you know, figure out what your system is for inventory and make sure it's a good one. Make sure it's one that'll work and you can find your items. I would say you need redundancy. Like, you need a couple different ways on how your items are stored, so that if you screw up how you list one of the ways, whether it's on a spreadsheet or in eBay or whatever system you're using, Optiva, that you can then still find the item with a different method. Because if you just got one, because I've thought about it, like I've thought about going to just eBay's and saying, all right, I'm just going to put my item number and keep just a track of open inventory locations and not even save it on a spreadsheet. Suppose you type it in wrong in eBay. You have no way to look through the listing and find it then. I mean, you will not find that item. And then you're like, you know, kind of up the proverbial creek. But fortunately, the system I've come up with has helped me numerous times find items where I'd made a mistake. King Flip says he used to lose stuff all the time. Now he's more organized. Yeah, and it's annoying because, man, you got to have a system, and it takes time to put that together and, you know, use it. I mean, it does, but it is such a godsend when you can't find an item because you screwed up something in the listing or where you put it. and then your system saves you, you're just like, yes. I mean, it's such a great feeling when you finally find it and you're like, that's because, you know, and you don't have to cancel that sale. You don't have to disappoint a buyer. You don't have to wonder what went wrong. All those. So anyway, I don't want to get too off on that, but let's see. Redundancy is a good thing in the biz, yeah. What are the mistakes Chad thinks you're going to do today? You'd have to ask Chad. I don't know, but I think he's just saying if you do that many listings in a day, you're going to make mistakes. And I've already made a mistake or two. Fortunately, I've caught them, but you know, that's absolutely going to happen. I mean, mistakes happen. It's just part of business, part of life, part of being a human being. What am I going to do? Like beat myself up about it? It doesn't make any sense. You just fix them and you move on. I mean, that's all you can really do, right, guys? Yeah, the redundancy is good because, again, just having that second way to find something is so important. And preferably a third way, but you might only have two. And that's okay. But you can't, but I wouldn't recommend just one way, guys. I wouldn't recommend using just a seller SKU label on eBay, for instance, to keep track of your inventory. Oh, man. You'll regret it. You'll do it for a while, and then when you start losing stuff, you'll be like, because if you type it in wrong, and you will, if you do enough listings, eventually you're going to type one in wrong, you have no way to find it then because it's just on eBay's system. eBay only knows what you put in there. Let me tell you something, guys. When you got 1,000 jeans, or you're like King Flip and you got 1,400 items, and you got to go looking for one, you talk about an exercise in futility. I mean, if you told me right now, hey, Jason, go find this particular pair of jeans, I'd literally have to look through virtually all of them to find it. I mean, I could take the design on the back if I knew what brand it was and cut it down some, but man, it would be a long process. I could spend an hour or two trying to find it. Not worth it. Don't type it wrong. Yeah. Said everyone who started out right before they made a mistake, Midwest. I mean, yeah, of course you don't want to type it wrong, but you will. I promise you. I mean, think about this, guys. I mean, Amazon probably has one of the most sophisticated inventory systems for merchandise resale in the world, and they kind of have to. And they lose things. It happens because there's just no way to completely get rid of that risk. I don't care how much money you spend or what system you come up with, but you can minimize your risk of losing something, not being able to find something. It's not even you lose it. You just can't find it in the moment, and you find it later when it's too late. And other times it's like you genuinely screwed up and sold one thing. And you know, the back half of that is make sure that when you're selling something to somebody that's actually what you're sending them, and you're not sending them the wrong thing. And it's easy to do if you sell similar items. Here's the pair of Calvin Kleins that a moment ago I put the wrong photos to the other Calvin Kleins. Hopefully I will get this pair right. It's funny because they were the exact same size and everything. It was just, you know, just was what it was. Messed it up. But they were not the exact same jean. That's what's funny. It's like I just goofed it. Hey, Prof, I have to have you backpedal real quick about returns from the other day's show. I just had a return that did not get sent back in 5 days. So they open the return and they haven't shipped it yet. Is that what you're saying, Brandon? If that's the case, you can close it out according to eBay's rules. It's up to you, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, like Ronnie would say, if you take back returns because you can resell it. It's sold once, it'll sell again, and he's right. But if you want to be a stickler about the rules, then eBay should support you. I would ask them first before you went down that road. And if you don't have to do it, I wouldn't do it. I would take it back, but it's up to you. Have you considered using an access database? Yep. I would just have to figure out a way to make it. I would have to create it and tailor it to this. So I'm not opposed to that idea, but I just haven't had the time or inclination to do that. And I used to fool around with databases years ago, and my friend could help me, and he could definitely. Why did that not take? And he could definitely help me set up an access database, but just haven't done it. PROF, do you ship with GSP through eBay? Yes. Put that on every listing. If you do, what do you do if international buyers ask you not to use and just ship right to them? I just say no. I've never had anybody ask me that, actually. But if they did, I would just say no. I get why they're asking, because they think it's cheaper, and sometimes it's cheaper. Sometimes not that much cheaper. But I'm not in the customs business, Alan, and I know it's not complicated to ship a pair of jeans overseas. I get that. But eBay's got a whole center set up to do it. I let them handle that by shipping it to Kentucky, and they're done with it. Just my personal preference. I have the worst attention to detail. King, I'm going to have to check out your channel, man. I didn't even know you had a channel. How did I not know that? I don't think you ever mentioned it. You can mention it. And if you want to put a link to it here in the chat, go for it, man. I'm cool with that. I wouldn't be cool with it, everybody putting their links to their channels, but not an issue. But yeah, check out King's channel, guys, because you know he's always got great questions for me. So I'm sure he produces great content. I haven't seen it, but it's worth checking out, I think, probably at this point. So anyhow, all right, another listing done. Man, I'm almost through my next batch of 10 here. Hey guys, it's a milestone coming up. You guys can celebrate it with me. It sucks that Karen's not here. At least I don't think she is. She's not back yet. But this next listing, oops. Well, that's interesting. This next listing will be listing number 1,000. 1,000. That's including, and that's with the sales taken out from today. So I just thought you guys want to know that. Cool milestone to get to. I mean, she just honked the horn as she's pulling in to celebrate. That's pretty funny. Here it is, American Eagle jeans, listing number 1,000. That's kind of fitting, I think. Their American Eagle favorite boyfriend. Good jeans. So just want to share that with you guys. Nice little milestone. I remember not that long ago I was struggling to have 100 listings. So hey, 1,000's a good marker.
I just missed a milestone. What?
Well, I'm getting ready to process it now, so you didn't really miss it. You're funny. I heard you honking the horn and told everybody.
That's That's me.
And she's back.
And my iPad charged 17% while I was gone. That's like nothing.
Prof, when are you going to show the listing site on the Mac? What do you mean by that, Brandon? I'm not sure what you're asking. Golden Finger says he expected tuna listing 200 for the day. Chad, you have a reading comprehension problem, sir. I never said 200. I said 100.
Potty break.
Thanks for announcing. Anyway, so yeah, nice little nice milestone to hit. 1,000 listings. On to 1 million. Just kidding. Can you imagine 1 million listings? Ah, God, that is. I mean, how you'd have to have like a factory, several factories, warehouses, and like 100 employees probably. Like how you write it up. Oh, I've already done it on the iPad, Brandon. I did it earlier. I did it in the 9 to 10 o'clock hour, which would have been on the first segment. So check that out. Yeah, and it went pretty well. I showed it from start to finish. Oh wait, wrong one. I almost put the wrong one. That would have been funny. I mean 200 by now. Congrats on the 1,000. It's not going to happen, Chad. I need Ronnie in here to show me how to do that. He was here earlier. I don't know if he's still here. He's probably not still here, but. King says, when you hit that total, you're probably going to sell a lot more now. Huh, interesting. We'll see if that happens, King. I'm interested to see if that happens or not. What was the wear on this? How was the post office, Karin?
It was awesome.
Was it busy?
No.
Yeah, our post office is really busy at lunchtime. I mean, and it's a tight little parking lot. It's just really annoying. I hate going there at that time, but it seems to be the time I end up going every day. So really funny. What's up, Mike? How you doing, sir? Thanks for stopping by too, Global. I don't think I've seen you on my channel before. I don't know if you've been here or not, but appreciate it.
Global Voodoo.
Yes. What your spare room looks like storing them all. It's not that bad because they're jeans, man. They're not bad. They'll fit on one black shelf. Actually, they'll fit on less than a black shelf. But you getting hungry?
Soon.
We may have to pull in some food here in a moment.
Well, we're going to do a working lunch, right?
We're doing a working lunch.
We could probably just sort of pause and take some questions on the chat while we do that.
Yeah.
And then we're going to need to just less chat, more list. I'm just saying.
What are you talking about? I've listed 1,000 things. Give me a break.
I missed the milestone. I was in the bathroom.
It's right now. I'm just doing it. That was the listing.
Oh, very cool.
It's right there.
Congrats, babe.
Nice. And that was with the 4 that sold today. So you know. Yeah, 4 sold today so far, guys. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if King's right. All of a sudden now I'll sell 8. Like in 5 minutes. I'll be like, yeah, King was right. That's pretty cool. You could be right about that, King. I could see somebody made that mention. They left me a comment about, eBay shouldn't push the store sellers up because how would you get new sellers to get to that level? But here's the way you got to look at it, guys. Suppose you've got a little shopping mall. I don't mean an indoor mall, like an outdoor mall with 30 stores in it. But 4 of them are Target or Walmart or a Best Buy or, you know, these big, huge stores, that's who you're going to put on the marquee to draw people in. Or it's the grocery store that happens to be there. You're not going to put Bob's Alteration Shop up on that huge marquee because that's not going to draw people in. So I kind of see too, like you want, in eBay's case, you want to have people who have a lot of listings up and are good sellers to draw people into the site because you want them to have good experiences when they're there. I mean, and I don't know if that's what they do or not, but I feel like there's some logic behind that. If that is what they do, that makes kind of makes sense to me. But anyway, so I'd say that. It's just odds. The more you list, the more you sell.
Numbers
Right
are
on,
high.
right on. What do you want to eat there, girly?
What we normally eat. We could do apples and stuff. I'll get it. I need to get through this last. I want to finish my pile.
So you want to finish yours? All right. So Karen is going to finish up her pile of something there.
What if we did lunch at 12 and we kind of hit it like at the beginning of the hour, you know, instead of starting it now?
Yeah. So we're going to hit lunch right at 12 o'clock, guys, and we will just be in the chat room.
Yeah, and just sort of transition over.
So we will just, you know, take questions and, you know, hang out with you guys, and that way we can get some
Sustenance and chatting.
some sustenance.
All together. And you know what, this, for me, our battery life has been an issue today.
You got them plugged in now?
Yeah, I have them plugged, but I mean, it's an issue.
Yeah. Huh. It's funny.
What?
Changed Abercrombie and Fitch to Abercrombie and Rich. Autocorrect. Autocorrect is not your friend sometimes when you're doing mobile listing, by the way.
Big and Rich. Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah, we're coming to
Oh, I
your
got more
city.
rhymes.
Got more rhymes?
Yeah.
Like Rick Grimes? Ha ha.
And the New York Times. Woo woo!
Just search eBay for a Bearcat scanner and alternators came up. That's pretty funny. Roughly the same thing, right, Midwest? Said no one ever. If you list 100, I bet you'll sell 20. That's interesting, Mike. I'm curious to see if that happens or not. That'd be great. I'd be okay with that. That'd be a nice sell for today. So let's make it happen. All right. Medium. What in the world? No, there it is. Just wondering, consider using different platform. I have Applejack, but as of yet, not yet. But that's definitely something I've considered. Karn's back will be sore by the end of the day. Oh.
And then I misspelled my own name.
Yeah, you need to take breaks. We've raised the table up, the legs. I've raised it up, trying to get up higher so she doesn't have to bend over to, but we probably need to take it even higher. But she can't get too high because then she can't get the camera up high enough.
Higher, baby. And don't ever come down. Free. What's that song?
I don't know.
Free. What's that? Do. It's from when we were kids.
I have no idea
And then
what
it
you're
goes
saying.
like, "Ruh. Get higher, baby. And don't ever come down. Name that tune. Somebody has got to know.
Sometimes she gives me song titles to figure out and gives me the tune to the song, but it's not really how it goes. It's a little off. So I'm going, I don't know.
Get higher, baby. Don't ever free, something love,
Sing White Girl.
I'm singing. That's what this white girl does. I sing all the time.
White Lines.
White lines, that's
Yep.
it. Spiky. Yes, that's the one. Wait.
Was that the one about drugs?
Oh wow, I just sang a
I can't
song
remember.
about drugs, really?
I thought it was, but I can't remember. Somebody can say in the chat. I can't remember.
It was about cocaine. I'm
Right,
sure.
which that kind of makes sense. It'd be called White Lines, but I can't remember if that's really what it was about or not.
But it had such a
Somebody don't
catchy tune.
Yeah, you went way back for that one. It was probably what, early 80s?
I'm showing my age.
Maybe Spiky knows. Hank says, I'm here for the serenades.
Aww. So King just mentioned a changing table though. King, that's actually an intriguing idea because changing tables are higher. Man, maybe that's what I need.
It's not a bad idea.
That is a great, well, we talked about a drafting table. We were in the chat, we were talking about a drafting table. I like the adjustability of that, but a changing table.
But a changing table.
I like this idea.
See? Do you know King has a channel too? He mentioned
You
it.
know, I heard that and I saw that.
That's pretty cool. Did he post it in the chat?
I don't think he did.
Oh, okay. I told him he could if he wanted,
I
but
think that's cool.
I mean, I don't mind.
Well, on that note, I got two more. What time is it?
11:42. So 18 minutes till lunchtime.
I really need to finish these
One of my
last two.
favorite times of the day.
And I guess I could turn mine on. Here, I'll turn mine on for
Yeah, because I'm on to 92. Just so you know.
What does that mean?
I'm working through these
All right.
stacks.
Oh, whatever.
Blitzing it out.
Would you just mute yourself, please?
Hang on. All right, I'm giving you back to Karin, guys. Hang on. And
Muted. Okay, so we're going on to a new brand. These are silvers, and these are special silvers because they are a men's pair, size 36, 33, which I adore. Oh, that's odd. And one thing silver does with men's pants that we don't really see with other ones is they do what I would call this cute little cuff at the bottom. And actually, I think that practically, maybe if you're a boot wearer, it might make a difference. It's very sad to see, you know, a lot of jeans we have to pass up because they've been cut at the bottom to allow for those bigger shoes. And then, of course, they fray and we can't use them. But my last two pair from this pile, which will get me finally to 20, you know, my little goal for, I pre-took 60 pictures. So really to finish out the day, actually 62. So to finish out 64. So to finish out the day, I just have to do these 40 just to give Prof enough to take pictures of. But yeah, so these silver men's are absolutely delightful. I love them. And they got a nice little pocket. Can you see that? Yeah, I do love the way silvers are put together. Silver's a Canadian company, right?
Yeah, they're not necessarily made in Canada, but I think originally they originated there.
Yeah. Silvers, you know, you can tell when you have a pair of silvers. We were talking earlier about, you know, and these are 100% cotton, I'm pretty sure. So that keeps with our, oh no, these have a 2% spandex. So they do not follow the rule, but they do have the deep man pockets. And they're just a really, oop, well, crud. There goes the plug. So, butt shot. And we'll take two to make sure it's in focus. And I just lost my power cord, so at some point I will need to go back and get that. And for those of you joining us in this part 2 round, I am all sniffles, and we don't know if it's because I'm allergic to Goodwill, I'm allergic to denim, I'm allergic to whatever comes along with these denim, or maybe I'm allergic to listing. Oh no, just kidding.
You're allergic to me.
Yes. Well, King really wants to know how we don't end up killing each other. And you know, King, we're not at the end of the day yet, so
Still time.
there's still time. Oh boy. So there's that. There we go. Oh, did I move too soon? Sometimes it struggles. Nope, got it. All right, so if I can get through these next two, then I can prep lunch, and then we can go. We could probably go sit on the couch even for our, you know, we won't, typically when we have lunch, we watch The Office, but that is just not in the cards today. Although, you know, somebody asked about earlier about what we did to prep and what does it include in this and that, and we could only do so much prep. You know, we didn't want to, I mean, this is a real goal and it's a real time accomplishment that you're seeing, so we couldn't really not go to the post office. You know, I bet we could have scheduled a pickup just for today, but if you know anything about this channel, if you know anything about PROF, we're not going to sugarcoat it for you. So the fact that we have to make a post office run has to be calculated into this day. The fact that I have a teenage son that goes to driver's ed, I know, too much information after school, and then I have to go pick him up, and then he has to come home and go to work or go to rugby practice or whatever. You know, that's just all part of it. So you're not going to see too many shortcuts or pre-prep on this day. I think really the only thing we did, and it's, you know, taking 60 pictures in advance, but that's really not part of the listing goal here. Of course it goes into it. So that was a good thing that we did it in advance. And also, you know, PROF pre-printed the inventory labels that we use, which, you know, he did that last night. It only took a couple of minutes. So that was a smart, smart thing as well. And I'll go into it, I think in part 2, I'll go step by step through my part of the process, although I kind of did it earlier, but we're going to try to show you some actual shots of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Oh, here's another tool, and this one has seen better days, but this is my magic eraser. Do not leave home without it. So add that to your list. What do we have now? We have a nice yardstick or tape measure. We have a sweater shaver, and now we have a supply of magic erasers, which are the bomb.
But what should you tell people about that to be careful about?
Which one?
The magic eraser.
Oh, well, you have to really develop your own way, your own method, because you're going to say it leaves residue, right?
It's abrasive. It's an abrasive.
Yeah,
that's
it's like, yeah, it's an abrasive. So be careful. And it does, so it can mar the fabric, but it can also leave something behind. So the most
Good point.
So the most involved I'll get with one of those, and I just did it with a really nice pair of something. I don't even remember what it was, but I had to magic eraser it, and then I also washed it because it was a black pair of maybe R&Rs, some Rock and Republics that I just had to get that. It's just like a white powder. White lines go up, do. All right, so yeah, in that case, and I'm taking an extra shot on these silvers because the cuff is a little special. So I will just do an extra shot on that just to draw attention to the fact that both cuffs are indeed having that little slit at the bottom, and it's just worth noting. And these didn't really have any distressing, so I don't have to climb on any chairs and be athletic, but I am almost done. One more pair of silvers, and they are a women's pair of capris, which are absolutely lovely as well. And there's nothing, you know, really special about these. Silver does a great job with their threading, and they do a lot of embroidery on the back pockets, which is really, really pretty.
Yeah, nicely prepared too.
Yeah, I right now, you know, Jason's a Lucky brand wearer. I am really partial to Levi's.
Maybe you've heard of them.
maybe you've heard of them. But I am very much a Levi. In fact, I'm wearing some today. But we're not going to show that. We got to see it by accident earlier because of the camera angle. But anyway, Yeah, I would wear, I would wear Luckies or Silvers if I can, but they're just not, I just don't like the cuts on them personally. I do like the ornateness though of Silvers. Somebody asked earlier about like Jason's favorite. He really likes the Miss Me jeans. And we just had an experiment with those on auction, and there's a particular cut and style of Miss Me's that we do get on occasion, and I think we're going to auction them. In fact, I have another pair that I actually put through the washing machine because they had a fixable issue. Huh?
We don't normally wash.
No, we do not. And I do have to, here's some redundancy in our video. We do not usually wash or iron jeans, but this particular pair was worth it, so we did. And it's a pair that we will, again, that we'll auction, so that'll be cool. Ooh, almost done. I'm so excited. You're over there listing stuff, and I'm barely taking pictures of stuff.
It's hard to have a cold.
Oh no, we talked about that, and I apologize for all the sniffles. We are something. Whether it's the dust created by the clothing, maybe there's some cat hair on them. I don't know. And it's annoying. You think it's annoying to you, it's annoying to me.
Goodwill dust.
But yeah, Goodwill dust or something happens every time. The sneezing.
I think it's just the dust over there in general.
I think it's psychosomatic. Oh, but it is bad right now. Oh, so sorry. I know it's a little annoying, but it's part of the package. And these capris, I might actually need to get a little acrobatic on these because they are a pair of capris. I probably could do this without getting on the chair. But they have a lot of distressing along the leg, so I want to probably show it all. So I will take a photo of that as well. Almost done, coming down the stretch. I'm not looking at the chat. All right, good. Almost lunchtime. So once I do that, then we will go have lunch, and we can sit with one of the Macs and sit on the couch or something. Yeah, I know. I'm almost done. I got like one picture to go, and then we're good.
Unless you want me to stop too.
Oh, you want to keep going?
Well,
Oh.
I mean, I can do one or two more listings probably.
Oh, no, you don't have to stop now. No, you keep going. I'll go prep the lunch, and then we'll go from there. Okay. I need a tissue. I'm leaking all over the place. That's never happened before.
What's that?
My nose is like running, like you better go catch it kind of running, so.
Some allergies too.
I don't know, that theory about me being allergic.
Yeah, we'll give them, tell them, you can tell them, we'll give them updates as we go to lunch.
Oh, is it mine? My audio is on?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, sorry, everybody. We're coming up on the end of round 2 or part 2. And what we're going to do is we're going to sort of do a working lunch. And we usually do updates at the top of those hours anyway. But when we transition into lunch, we will go all chat. So if you've got some specific questions, and Jason will send a link to the next one because we have to sort of sign off this and
yeah, we'll do the chat in that one.
Sign on to the new one. But we'll start the chat. Don't put your questions now because it won't carry over. But we will, when the new one comes up, then please put your questions onto that one. That was good. No, it will be King business as usual tomorrow, probably. No.
But
Well, but what's interesting about doing the 100, and we talked about this, is it's certainly a boost because, we have a goal for how many we want to list this month, right? And it's an interesting, these couple of months, life is really going to happen, right? So we've got Thanksgiving, we've got Christmas, and then the New Year, and then the post-apocalyptic, sales of January, whatever. But we kind of have to, well, that's, who knows what that's going to look like. We have a good idea, but So a lot of things are happening personally for everybody that's going to affect our, selling and posting, listing, buying, whatever. So while this is definitely a boost, this color is way off. We have to keep going. I mean, we don't get to take a day off tomorrow because, this is a nice effort. And are you stretching? A nice gesture. I can see you.
Yeah, I know, but they can't see you.
They can't see you like, oh, they can't see you. That was funny. But, this day symbolizes a lot of things for us. Among other things, it's a personal challenge to get it done, right? But also in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to do us a whole lot of good with our goals if we post this 100 and then take the next 4 days off. We've just got to keep hitting it, or we're not going to ever get, we just went over 1,000 and we kind of like to keep it that way. Jason set a goal that he wanted to list 600 this month. So what does that mean? 300? After today, it would mean 300 more?
Right.
In the next 3 weeks?
Right.
Or 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yep. So, and we've got most of them here. And, we've got a helper that's helping with photos. So that's going to help a little bit. But we're just going to have to keep going. We don't get to take a big day like today and then take 4 off.
Yeah,
because it just doesn't make sense. I cannot get the color right on this. Dang it. This is a pain. Where's the blue?
So we'll just run it from your iPad in the next segment. We'll take that in there. Is that cool?
What do you mean?
We'll just run the chat. Or we're gonna eat because we're eating there, right?
Yeah. We're gonna sit on the couch because this is uncomfortable. Yeah. Woohoo! So I still went a little longer than I wanted it to.
So I'll switch back to me, and then we'll.
All right, you want to do that now? Okay, because I just finished my 11. So.
Okay, well, I'm ready when you are. You can switch it.
Give me a second. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, signing out.
Okay. Hang on.
Oh,
Hang on.
All right, got it.
look, that's my light.
You sign off?
Yep.
All right, guys. So here in just a moment, we're going to end this chat or this video and go to segment number 3. I'm going to post the link to that in the chat room so you guys can all get onto that. And we're actually going to take a little break for lunch.
We're going to bring you with us.
We're going to bring you with us. So, so there you go. And we'll give you an update on the total. I can actually tell you right now, we are at, that last one I just listed put us at 45 for the day. So I think we're doing pretty good. That would suggest an end time somewhere around, at this rate, a little bit of time for lunch, probably around 5 o'clock-ish at this rate. So we're doing pretty good. So let's, if you will go work on the lunch part, or are you good place to stop or no?
Yep.
Okay. You want to kill the lights, or?
Yep, I'm working on it. Yep.
And just that way we will, and I will create the link, the new one, and we'll log you back in, and I'll carry people with me, I guess, on the Mac, and then we'll just, let's do it from the Mac. All right, so let me go and get that new one up. And hang on a second, let me open that up. The new one is right here. And so I'm going to go ahead and close this one out, guys, and we're going to see you on the other side. Like I said, we're at 45, and we'll catch up to you in just a second. Let me end this one and go join us in the next one if you like. And we'll see you in a minute. Thanks, guys. Let me now I just need to actually exit the screen.